this remarkable documentary, The People Speak, which he narrated. He worked so tirelessly to bring that about, and I just feel so privileged to have had the opportunity to work with him at all, let alone on this project, and to see that realized. But Alice Walker talked about his humor, his sense of joy in life, and that was infectious. He really conveyed to everyone he came into contact with that there was no more meaningful action than to be involved in struggle, no more fulfilling or important way of living one's life than in struggle, fighting for justice. And so many people, myself included, but millions of people around the world, countless numbers of people, they changed their lives by encountering Howard Zinn. Howard changed their lives reading A People's History of the United States, hearing one of his lectures, meeting him, hearing him on the radio, reading an article he wrote. He really inspired people to create the kinds of movements that brought about whatever rights, whatever freedoms, whatever liberties we have in this country, and that really is the legacy that it's incumbent upon all of us to extend and keep alive and keep vibrant.
Anthony, I wanted to bring Naomi Klein back into this discussion. I think it's very touching. We're here at Sundance, where you were with Howard Zinn last year as he premiered People Speak. But last night, after Howard died, we saw the New York Times put up the AP, the Associated Press obit. The Times is something like 1,200 obits already prepared for people. They didn't have one prepared for Howard Zinn. And this Associated Press obit very quickly went to a quote of Arthur Schlesinger, the historian, who once said, I know, he's talking about Howard Zinn, I know he regards me as a dangerous reactionary, and I don't take him very seriously. He's a polemicist, not a historian. Naomi Klein, your response.
I don't think that would have bothered Howard Zinn at all. He never was surprised when power protected itself, and he really was a people's historian, so he didn't look to the elites for validation. I'm just so happy that Anthony and the incredible team from People Speak gave Howard this incredible gift at the end of his life. I was at Lincoln Center at the premiere of People Speak and was there when just the mention of Howard's name led thousands of people to leap to their feet and give him the standing ovation that he deserves. So I don't think he needed the New York Times. I don't think he needed the official historians. He was everybody's favorite teacher, the teacher that changed your life. But he was that for millions and millions of people. And so, that's what happened. We just lost our favorite teacher. But the thing about Howard is that the history that he taught was not just about losing the official illusions about nationalism, about the heroic figures. It was about telling people to believe in themselves and their power to change the world. So like any wonderful teacher, he left all of these lessons behind. And I think we should all just resolve to be a little bit more like Howard today.
Well, let's end with Howard Zinn. In his own words, from one of his last speeches. He spoke at Boston University just 2 months ago in November.
No matter what we're told, no matter what tyrant exists, what border has been crossed, what aggression has taken place, it's not that we're going to be passive in the face of tyranny or aggression, no. But we'll find ways other than war to deal with whatever problems we have. Because war is inevitably the indiscriminate, massive killing of huge numbers of people, and children are a good part of those people. Every war is a war against children. So it's not just getting rid of Saddam Hussein. Think about it. Well, we got rid of Saddam Hussein. In the course of it, we killed huge numbers of people who had been victims of Saddam Hussein. When you fight a war against a tyrant, who do you kill? You kill the victims of the tyrant. Anyway, all this was simply to make us think again about war and to think, we're at war now, right? In Iraq, in Afghanistan, And sort of in Pakistan, since we're sending rockets over there and killing innocent people in Pakistan. And so we should not accept that. We should look for a peace movement to join. Really, look for some peace organization to join. I mean, it will look small at first and pitiful and helpless, but that's how movements start. That's how the movement against the Vietnam War started. It started with handfuls of people who thought they were helpless, thought they were powerless. But remember this, the power of the people on top depends on the obedience of the people below. When people stop obeying, they have no power. You know, when workers go on strike, huge corporations lose their power. When consumers boycott, huge business establishments have to give in. When soldiers refuse to fight, as so many soldiers did in Vietnam, so many deserters, so many fraggings, acts of violence by enlisted men against officers in Vietnam, B-52 pilots refusing to fly bombing missions anymore. The war can't go on. When enough soldiers refuse, the government has to decide we can't continue. So yes, people have the power. If they begin to organize, if they protest, if they create a strong enough movement, they can change things. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yes, that was Howard Zinn. As we wrap up today, Naomi Klein, your final words.
Well, we are in the midst of a Howard Zinn revival. I mean, this was happening anyway, and it's so extraordinary for somebody at the end of their life to be having films made about them and played on television, and his books are back on the bestseller lists. And it's because the particular message that Howard relayed his whole life, devoted his whole life to, is so relevant for this moment. I mean, even thinking about it the day after the State of the Union address, Howard's message was, don't believe in great men, believe in yourself. History comes from the bottom up. And that we have forgotten how change happens in this country. We think that you can just vote and the change will happen for us. And Howard was just relentlessly reminding us, no, you make the change that you want. And that message was so relevant for this moment. And I just feel so grateful to Anthony and once again the whole team that facilitated this revival, because we need Howard's voice more than ever right now.
And, of course, that last work, The People Speak, appeared in the History Channel, just in the last weeks, really a culmination of Howard Zinn's work. If you'd like to get a copy of today's show, you can go to our website at democracynow.org. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Burke, Sharif Hovel-Kudus, Aaron Mate, Anjali Kamat, Steve Martinez, Nicole Salazar, Hani Massoud, and Ravi Karan. Mike DeFilippo, Peter Curries, and Miguel Noguera are engineers. Special thanks also to John Hamilton, to Julie Crosby, to Becca Staley, Nick Gilla, Hugh Grand, Karen Ranucci, Dennis Moynihan, Brenda Murad, also Miriam Barnard. Our crew here at Sundance, Mike Scholes and Jim Lemon, Matt Cox, Danielle Carlson, Trina Polta, and Elaine Widener. At our website, democracynow.org, you can follow us on Twitter. You can read the transcripts of every show from top to bottom. You can push them out there to ensure that people all over the world learn about Democracy Now! You can also listen to or watch our podcast. democracynow.org is our website. There you can also sign up to volunteer. I'm Amy Goodman. We're broadcasting from the Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah for the whole week. Thanks so much.